I'm going to tell you how Mysterio is going to show up in future MCU movies, but before I do, I should say, there's a big spoiler warning in this video. If you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, then you probably won't want to watch this as it's got some spoilers in it. But if you like spoilers, then keep watching. Alright, so Mysterio. He died at the end of Far From Home, or did he? He was mortally wounded, that's for sure. He appeared to die in the final scenes of the flick, but we'd have to be pretty naive to believe that Mysterio was sincerely gone. The dude's the master of illusions, right? There's absolutely no way that he died. I'm willing to put my money down that he feigned his own death in order to avoid being arrested. He's Mysterio, for one above all's sake. How could we make the mistake of believing the same dude who deceived us about being from an alternate dimension conjured up a ton of fake elemental monsters and looks like a used car salesman nursing a 2-day hangover? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you know the rest. Mysterio for sure isn't dead, but if you aren't convinced, then let me share with you two nifty comic book sources from Far From Home. First up, let's talk about Spider-Man. It's an awesome little miniseries that features the Ultimate Universe's Miles Morales and the classic 616 Universe's Peter Parker teaming up to take on Mysterio. In that miniseries, Mysterio exists mainly in the 616 universe, but discovered a way to access other dimensions. So instead of dimension hopping himself, he makes use of robotic avatars and sends them in his place. If the Quentin Beck from Far From Home didn't survive his wounds so that he could appear in a later MCU flick, then was he perhaps a robot? It'd be pretty cheesy to erase an entire character from a 2-hour movie just to allow him to reappear in a later flick, but burrowing that he was a robot the whole time concept from the comics would certainly allow Jake Gyllenhaal to return. But if Mysterio didn't survive through his nifty illusion tricks, and he didn't survive because he was a robot all along, then perhaps there's another way that he could survive. In Far From Home, we discovered that Beck released an edited recording of Spider-Man, making him seem responsible for the attacks in London. J. Jonah Jameson takes that footage and uses it to rile New York City's denizens into his fate-fueled campaign against the wall crawler. Well, that actually happened in the comics as well. Mysterio framed Spider-Man for a series of bank robberies. J. Jonah Jameson used those reports to go on a campaign against the webhead, and Spider-Man was forced not only to fight against Mysterio, but also hunt for evidence that he didn't commit any of the crimes. It would be pretty crummy to see the classic comic book tale that we have here and discard Mysterio as the villain behind it, since he's had such an integral role to play in the tale. I mean, I assume, and believe that he has to return in the future. And it kind of looks like J. Jonah Jameson will be the main antagonist of the third film. That'd be pretty awesome as well, and very unconventional. A central antagonist who isn't actually a supervillain. That'd be pretty refreshing for once. Maybe I'll have to make a video on that too. Alright, so what do you guys think? Do you really believe Quentin Beck is dead, or are you like me and cynical about this illusionist's death? I mean, it's also kind of weird that the footage he put together and had edited came after he died. It's just a little strange, but maybe he had his robots do that. You never really know, but I believe there was a mastermind behind it. Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed this theory video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.